In this session, we will continue with our project. So, in this particular session, I will discuss about project 2. Here you have all the dimensions. So, primarily we are looking to apply the blend and how you can apply the shells and patterns and all these applications you can see here. So, these are the dimensions. If you can study the dimensions, you can start the project. So, primarily we will be starting with the basic extrude with this cross section, and after applying the depth, here you can see the depth. So, you can construct this. So, after that you are creating a path where you will be using the sweep. So, after creating this in the desired direction, that you have to specify by understanding these dimensions. So, after that you have two different cross sections that you have to specify here, and you have to follow along this so that you can get your cross section details. So, first you have the cross section 4.20 at 5.75 exactly at the outer interface here. Then second cross section will be here, where exactly here 8.15 from the center, that is given here 4.20 by 5.75. Again the third cross section which sits at the base, that you can specify, and you can get the details from here, and after that you create the swept and you get the final blend option, and after that you create the shell and you created the cavity, and you are done with the project in this way. So, I will show you how you can create this project too. This is the final part which I was showing on project 2. So, how you need to proceed, that I will show you. So, initially you need to create your base over which you are going to apply the features. So, you can create the sketch and directly apply the extrude. Then again I am creating the path here with all the specified dimension like 8.15, 5.7 and the radius 10. After that you applied the swept blend here. So, swept blend when you apply, you need to consider three different sections. If you go to the edit definition, here you have section 1 at the base. If you go to sketch, here you have the cross section 4.20 by 5.7. Again when you go to the second sections, that is here, that you can specify by creating a point, that you can go to sketch and you can see this 4.20 by 5.7, and finally the outer one which is section 3, that you can get here. So, after creating all these sections, you can directly create a swept, and then you apply the round at the corresponding points like the outer one and at this point, and second round again you apply at this edge. So, after that this is completely joined with the round. Then you go for the shell and create and cavity. You create a cavity by removing these surfaces. If you go to shell, here you have to select this surface and this surface and put a radius of 0.5 which is required in our drawing. You can see this 0.25 this side, 0.25 this side is given here. So, that you have to specify and select based on your requirement. So, if you zoom this, you can see all this value very precisely. All the dimensions, these are the sections. For the cross section 1 is given here and is cutted at AA. In A cross section is given 4.2 by this, and you can see 0.25 is the thickness, shell thickness, that you have to specify and you can update. So, after creating this shell, you can have your particular thickness based on the requirement. So, you can update this. Then you go for extrude and you remove this material. So, how you can remove this material? You create this extrude based on the dimension of 4.88 and you remove this, and only this one part you have to remove, and after that again you create the extrude and you create the hole for the shaft, and then you again created extrude in order to create the base of the support, this one, and then you mirror this for this side. Then you create the patterns for creating this hole. These are the patterns. You can see at a time if you create this 2, all this will be patterned. So already you know this pattern principle and you can create this. So primarily our objective is to understand the swept blend, how we can apply here. In our coming project, we will discuss about the project 3. In case of project 3, you can see the model of a car wheel, which here is recited about all the sections and cross section details and orthographic views also. So if you zoom this particular views, you can get the complete details about this profile. So how do you approach? So primarily if you see here the elliptical shape, here you have the cross sections. So how do you define that? That I will show you. So initially you need to start with the revolve. So inside the revolve you will get the center cross section that you have to specify here. So this is the cross section and this is the outer cross section which you have to revolve, which you can see here. All the details are given. So once you create the revolve, you will be getting this particular shape. So after revolve, we have to connect the boundaries by sketching the reference. So I will show you the path of the sketch which you have to follow, and after following this path you have to create a swept blend. So this swept blend you can create by seeing the master reference. So in case of swept blend, here you have the cross section, the section 1 with that ellipse which is given. This is the ellipse, and section 2 with this bottom ellipse. So here you can see you have the path, this is the path, and you have these 2 ellipses, one is here and another is here. So if you see the QQ cross section, it is cutted here and represented here, and this is also the section A which you can see, and this is the detail view A, and section XX which is cutted like this. So from the both the side is given how it is connected inside, that you can also look. So after creating this and understanding the path here also you can get the height from where it is started for building these informations. So all these details you can find it here and you incorporate it in this particular model, and now you are connected with this one. So after that you created a pattern, then you applied the round over all these edges, then you create the final revolve for creating this pocket. You can create this revolve and you can remove the material. You can see the material is removed and you have the cross section, this one. This is the cross section where the material is removed, because section you can find only with this. So in this way you can finish the project with the steps. So initially you have to follow this as the guide path, wherever the locations you can find. Initially you created this, here complete dimensions are given. So once you see the dimensions you can create the revolve, so you get this. So after that you created this path, and then you incorporated the ellipse in the swept blend and you generated this output. After generating this you created the edge blend, and finally you finish the patterns. After creating the patterns you can see the bottom pocket which you have to create, and you will generate this. In this way you finish the project and you follow a particular step. Just like that, in project 4 we will see how you can apply over the helical sweep. For understanding this, we will take this as our example. So in this particular case, what all parameters you have to specify, that you need to see. The attribute, you can see the constant through axis and right handed. And if you see the profile, this is the profile where you have the dimension. 100 is the height, the top diameter is 20 and bottom diameter is 40, which is specified here, 20 and 40. And whatever the phi, the coil diameter, and whatever the pitch you have, that you can specify. So you created this. After creating this, you need to specify the profile. This profile will be perpendicular to this. So this is the 5 cross sections. Then you set your pitch, which is 10, and you can see your final output. In this way you finish and you incorporate it by following this particular step. Thank you.